All right, welcome back to another edition of the Pear Genius podcast. Feels like it's been a long time.
It has.
I wanted to thank everybody for liking, subscribing, and hopefully sharing. We're trying to keep the momentum going. I know that it's easy to start off fast and then hit a dip, and then I feel like we're doing a pretty good job of keeping the momentum going.
Hopefully.
The content's going to get way better. I'm excited about this one. We kind of have like a surprise thing. Why don't you tell everybody about what we're doing today?
Okay. It's weird because I think originally we were going to talk about self-sabotage and we were going to talk about sacrifice. And then as I was sitting with it and trying to figure that stuff out, I'm like, wait a minute, this is kind of all coming back into personality versus soul.
Okay.
So we all have a soul, we all have a higher self, this big, massive, energetic entity. And then we have our personality, which is basically the way our soul expresses itself in this experience. And I've never thought about it as my soul expressing itself and how much it's shaped and affected by your childhood, your traumas, your family, your community, your friends. It really is not just you, it's a collection of experiences. And now we're 46 and our personality is a reflection of all of that stuff. Except that, the older you get, I think the more work you do to clean up the trauma and realign yourself with how your soul originally wanted to express itself in this experience.
It's funny because as you gave me the list, so we have the list, and maybe I'll even put the link in the show notes so everybody can.
I mean, you could just Google that,
but there was like 600 and something
primary
personality traits.
Right? Primary personality. So God knows how many more there actually are.
And it was interesting going through it, and I'm like, okay, that's not me anymore. That's not me anymore. Ooh, I'm looking at this one. Am I going to be hard on myself and pick this one? Is that really my personality trait or one of my main ones? Because we wanted to do only 10.
Yeah, the mission for this podcast was to sit and figure out what our personality traits are.
The primary ones.
The primary ones for, we'll choose 10 because I'm sure there's lots, but let's choose the 10 main primary traits of our personality experience right now. And then we were also going to choose them for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a challenge, but my own challenge was that as I was going through the list and trying to figure out my own personality traits, I kept seeing it as how others see me. Mm-hmm. It's so crazy that when I think about it for myself, I have a hard time picking and identifying those traits. That's a problem.
And for me, my problem is I see all the negatives. And it's like, no, it's like, I know that there's a lot of good things about me. It's like, I can't just focus on the negatives. I did put some negatives in there just to acknowledge the fact that I am not perfect, but it's like, I have to be kinder to myself. That's what I noticed in my challenge.
I had a way easier time with the negatives because it was faster to go through. It's like, nope, that's not me. That's not me. Nope, 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 nope. That is 100% me. Whereas the positives were like, ooh, I'm balancing it and weighing it. I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess this person sees me as that, and that person, like, no, what do I see myself as? It was a really hard exercise.
It's kind of like being, what was that show, the Newlywed Game, where they ask the question and then you have to
match your partner's
you have
answer.
to match the person's answer, and
it'll be interesting to see how many on the list we both have.
Right. I'm hoping that you don't cheat and look at my
I'm not
list
looking.
already.
I can't see that far.
Oh, yes, she can. She's lying. You have wonderful vision now.
Okay.
So you want to just get cracking, get right into it?
Okay.
Or do you have any more disclaimers you want to mention?
No, I think that I pretty much covered it because I was thinking about the narcissist and the saboteur and all these different things. And I'm like, it comes down to misalignment with your soul.
That sounds more like...
It's not about the personal power.
I was going to say that sounds more like the conclusion of the show.
Oh.
When you're coming to the realizations of all those things.
Sorry, some of us are not professional podcasters.
That's okay. That's how we tie it. That's how we tie it all up in a bow and put it on a platter for everyone. And yes, I'm wearing a hat because my hair is totally messed up today. But I really like the way this hat looks on camera.
It's lovely.
I look saucy. And the A is for Alex, actually. Boop.
Not Angel.
Well, I am an angel too. You make me laugh.
I know.
I'm so excited. I have lots of coffee. Oh, I'm ready to go. I hope that makes the reel. And I want you to go first.
The list about me, like what I think my personality is.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then I'll do you on my end.
You're gonna do
I'm
me.
gonna do you. The huge.
Nice. So appropriate. Oh crap! I didn't put inappropriate on the list for your personality traits.
Is that a personality trait? Being inappropriate? Oh man, fix my head here.
Maybe that's insensitive. I don't know.
I am very sensitive. Thank you.
No, I know. Okay, first thing on my list for my personality is I'm complex.
Oh, really?
My personality is complex. Wouldn't you say that my personality is complex?
For number one, yeah, sure. I would say you are an enigma wrapped in a riddle.
Right? So it makes the top of the list. I'm complex.
I always joke that I'm gonna write a book about all the things that I know about women, and you're just gonna open it up. It's just gonna be this blank thing, or maybe one page just of my rantings of the things that I know. And then the things that you know don't necessarily correlate to the next day. So it's ever changing. You are complex.
Yeah, I stopped listening after I said I'm complex.
Sorry to be a co-host and talk. I apologize. I'll just keep my mouth shut and it'll just be your show.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yes, my Rubik's Cube of a wife.
Did you know that the Rubik's Cube was invented by a Hungarian?
I did.
All right, moving on. Disciplined. That's part of my personality.
Disciplined. That's cool.
I am mega disciplined.
Yeah. If it wasn't for you, this house would be a fire catastrophe. I would say, though, that you weren't always as disciplined as you are. I think that when we first got married, we were very slovenly and
Oh, I was Pigpen.
we were very much just had our own place and we didn't care if it was clean or dirty. It was just as long as we were together and we were having fun and eating and partying, watching TV. That was us. But that is not you now. If you watch like an hour of TV, it's like, okay, now I got to exercise. I got to walk the dog. I got
Clean the house, do the
anything.
dishes.
Like
yeah, yeah.
you allow yourself a small window to enjoy. But if it was up to me, the window would be huge and nothing would get accomplished. So thank you for being disciplined.
You know, another way I think of looking at putting this list together of your personality is how would a stranger see you? See, I'm already giving it away again. Like, I can't, how do I see me? Okay, next.
Stop it. It's about you. It's not about them.
Deep.
Really. We're going to go deep. Okay.
You don't think I'm deep?
You are a well, my dear.
See, why do you do that? You're like, well, I don't know. I'm surprised, but you're a well. Like,
I'm just trying to play it cool. I'm trying to play my poker hand like this. No, you are, well, it goes with your complexity. With complexity comes
depth.
depth. Yeah, like you are not a surfacey person. And I feel like the surfaciness of shallow conversations has driven you bananas just because of kind of like the stuff with your dad and how it's all about the weather or something ridiculous. And now you just can't stand that, you know?
And the older I get, the less accommodating or patient or willing I am to listen to shallow conversation. I feel that by the time I'm 80, if you even start down the road of a shallow conversation, I'm going to get up and leave. Mid-sentence, I'm just going to walk away.
Yeah, I'm just done. Or roll away on your wheelchair.
Right? I can see no, I'm too disciplined for a wheelchair. I'm going to walk into the grave.
Walk it.
Imaginative. I had creative, and then I crossed it out and put imaginative. I like that better because my imagination is amazing.
I used to be way more imaginative, and I only allow myself certain parts. And I think that you do a way better job of that, holding on to that, because that's great. I think that you are very imaginative.
I think that imagination is the key in manifestation. So to hold on to your imagination for as long as possible or to reconnect to your childhood imagination is important.
I think that's my absolute lesson for today. If we could just stop right now, I'd be like, okay, I need to be more imaginative too, because I tend to, even if I sit for a minute, I can create insane things in my mind and then just go out and do it. Why aren't I doing that all the time?
Because you're distracted.
I'm not disciplined. Garg.
Oh, distracted. I should have put that on your list. Okay. Intuitive.
Ah.
This is a natural part of my personality.
I would say you're extremely intuitive without even calling yourself a psychic or things like that. You know yourself very well. You know things that you shouldn't know, or you know things that people spend a lot of money and a lot of time in universities learning or specializing in, and you already know those things.
Because I can connect to them in my body, and I think that everybody can, but they've created a block around that information, or it's too scary or vulnerable to, reconnect to yourself. It's sad because everybody has that ability.
I think that the education system tells everyone that you have to learn from us. You have to read these things in order to be intelligent.
Right.
There is no such thing as intuition. You need our books, you need our learning in order to be of higher learning.
Which is too bad.
And that's not the case. I think that you're a great example of, you've gone to university, you've done all these things, and 99% of that stuff was useless.
I would say if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have done it.
Right, yeah. It was a total waste of time and money, and the stuff that you actually know that you can't even explain says so much about who you are.
The stuff that I know serves my experience. There's so much information out there that is available to you that doesn't serve your experience, and yet you're taking it in and then turning it into a belief system. That's crazy that your belief system comes from somewhere else.
And that's going to be one of the upcoming episodes that I have to do. I want like a guideline of ask each other what our beliefs are regarding this. Make a list of what our beliefs are, and then ask the tough question of why do we believe that, and answer it honestly. That's going to be an upcoming homework episode. It's going to be a tough one, like to do it live and admit like I believe this because somebody told me to, and that's really the only reason I believe that.
I feel like I don't even want to do homework for that one. For me, I'm just going to show up and just
be intuitive.
Yeah, because I think that you have to be with your beliefs.
Well, for me, I need to structure.
I know that.
You know me. So
you need to research.
I'll create the structure. You bring the intuition. Boom. That's going to be a wicked episode. Let's do that next week.
Okay.
I think that's a good homework assignment. Well, I think we're only going to do one episode this week, maybe two.
We'll see.
Okay. But that'll be the big one for next week. I'm excited.
All right. Next on my list.
I love our podcast.
That's very good.
If nobody else loved this podcast,
we'd still do it.
I still love it. It's okay. And this coffee's amazing, by the way. I can't stop drinking it.
Perfectionist.
Thank you.
Perfectionist made my list.
You are a perfectionist. You know what's funny?
Tell me.
You know the game Scattergories?
I do know that game, yes.
Do you know how to play it?
Yes, I'm really good at that game.
So in Scattergories, everybody writes down their thing, and you have to cross out anything that you got similar. I'm like, I wonder how many we're gonna pick similar.
We already talked about that.
Ourselves. Did we?
Yes. Okay, but remember that because there's something to do with that on my list about you.
Oh no. Okay, so sorry, perfectionism. I the only reason is I think I remember writing that down for you. I'm not even looking at it, and you know me and my memory, it's like I do it, boop, it's gone. I'll put it over here. So it's a surprise. I like to surprise myself with short-term memory.
Very good.
So anyway, do you think that you really are a perfectionist?
I see now I struggled with putting that on my list. I was going to put attractive. Is that really a personality though, to be attractive? I'm like, yes, because it's not really attached to the way you look. And then I started thinking, but I'm a perfectionist. Like when I go out, I like to be presentable. And I'll make sure that every, pieces and, this and that. And I fuss a little bit. It's my perfectionism. When I put work out back to a client, it needs to be perfect.
That's so funny because I'm like, meh, good enough.
Liar. I've seen you build walls and things and you being so perfectionist about it.
Well, that's different.
No, it's not. That's a personality thing.
That's not my appearance. There's lots of things where I'm like, meh, good enough.
Oh, I'm not talking about just appearance. That's why I put perfectionist because it applies to so much more.
When I'm like building and constructing something, the littlest thing will drive me absolutely crazy.
Well, same when we're decorating and, like we are Perfectionists.
Okay.
Okay, next.
With regards to certain things.
Sensitive. I put sensitive on my list.
Oh, you're sensitive?
You wouldn't think so because I have like this fake brave hard shell around me, but wow, my feelings get hurt really easily. And when someone's hurting, that hurts me and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sensitive.
That's nice. And I feel like you put that down because of the last episode.
I put that down as a more recent
Yeah.
finding about myself.
Yeah, because your OG characteristic is sensitive.
And now I've come back to it.
Before you became a
circle.
tough ass biatch, right?
Private is next on my list.
Ooh, private.
I'm a very private person. It takes a long time to, once you get past my mystery and my depth and all of that crap, it takes a long time for me to let it all out. And I'm super private. My beliefs, they're private.
I wonder if people have a hard time connecting to you because of these because of these things.
100%.
I wonder how that comes across to other people. I mean, I know how I see you, and it's like I wonder having an honest conversation with somebody and then be like, nah, you're a bitch.
You know what? I wouldn't be interested in anybody else's opinion of me other than somebody who is really aligned with themselves, very true, very grounded. Then you can tell me about me.
Right. They have to know themselves really, really well before they can know anything about you, too.
Right? It comes right back down to the filter. If your filter is dirty, you're telling me about me and I'm not listening anymore.
Right. Well, think about it. If you hate a lot of things about yourself and you are looking at someone, really it's the reflection of the things that are bothering you about you,
Sure.
right? That's what you'll see.
I think that it's funny, once we finish my list and we're almost done, we'll find out why I have no friends.
I'm your best friend.
Then, okay, so the last three on my list are my negatives. Cold.
You're cold, which is so funny because you're so physically hot.
Oh my God, I'm a furnace. I almost killed us last night. But no, I'm cold. I'm cold, and I think I come across as cold.
Don't cover your nose.
I don't know why. No, I do know why.
Okay.
I'm just cold because it's a protection thing.
What was the last thing that you said?
Private.
Private. So private and cold go together.
Same.
Because when you are closed off and you are being private, that comes across as very cold.
Well, when it's so hard to connect to me because I'm mysterious, I'm private, then all of a sudden, I come across as cold.
I don't think that you're cold. I think that you're private.
I respond very emotionless because my mother was an over-emotional responder. And so I've trained myself in the exact opposite, and that comes across as cold.
Interesting. I'm surprised. Out of 680, 650, get it down to 10, and you're going to put cold on there. That's
because that's come up a few times for me with other people.
Okay, well, that's good. It's really good to, put that out.
So second last is possessive. That's a big part of my personality is I'm super possessive. God forbid someone get too close to you and it's just like, possessive.
I'm like that too, though. I am the jealous type.
I'm not jealous. It's possessive. It's mine.
Am I possessive or am I jealous?
I don't know.
Well, we'll get into that because that's part of
Very good.
that's part of my list.
The last thing on my list is secretive.
Really? You're secretive?
Yes.
I would say you're very honest.
But how long before I get to the honesty? I'm just sitting back in a room, observing everything going on, reading all of the energy and making all of these, my imagination then takes over and 100% secretive.
So you keep secrets.
Yeah, but not to hurt people.
Secrets hurt someone. Secrets are no fun.
So you're a stripper now?
No. That's funny, though. Secretive. Man, you blew me away with some of these. I'm really surprised. And I'm going to do your list now. Okay?
Do me.
I'm going to do you.
Now that I've gone through mine, we'll see how many of them are the same.
My thingy fell asleep. So here, just, oh shoot, I typed it in wrong. Entertain the folks while I open this.
Secretive is also holding your cards close, keeping your cards close. I don't ever just lay it out there. I keep them close until I'm ready, until, I feel safe to do so.
Okay.
That's part of secretive.
You know what's funny is I think my list of you is better than your list of you.
Well, I mean, I told you I struggled with how I see myself.
Are you ready? Number one, I went and it was alphabetical A through Z, and I looked for this one first because this
This
is
is like the first thing when you think about my personality, this is the first thing that comes to mind.
if we did a 10 to 1 countdown,
This is 10.
this is no, this is 1.
This is 1.
That's how this is you. This and I put loyal.
I see, I was going to put that on my list and then I don't know, it just didn't make the cut.
You're a very secretive loyal person. You're secretively loyal. If somebody gets into your inner circle, you would die for them.
It's true.
That's true. You would do anything for,
Which is why I'm always so offended I have no friends. I'm like, don't they know?
they don't stick around. People are lazy.
No, it's not other people, it's me. My
No.
list has clearly proven that it's me.
It's not you, it's them. That's a t-shirt. Okay. So loyal. I love the fact that you're loyal. That's the number one thing that I looked for when I was looking for a partner. I found it. I held on to you. Never regretted it. Loyalty. Loyalty is number one. I think that loyalty should be the top of most people's lists. And I would say that I am not the most loyal person, which is terrible. But it is something that I strive for and I really respect about
I
you.
could break that down and argue that, but I'll let it go for now.
I respect you. That's the thing that I respect most about you is your loyalty. And you know what? Anybody in the world would be lucky to have you as a friend because of it. Number two, perfectionist.
Ah, there we go. Ding, ding, ding. We have a match.
You are annoyingly perfectionist. It is, yeah, it's sometimes a gigantic pain in the ass.
I know.
I mean, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing.
Yes, I know.
It can ramp either way. And yeah, I have my perfectionist things too, but that's it. Perfectionist. Okay. Number three, competitive.
Yes.
I put competitive for you. You are even going to yoga. I'm like, oh my God, this chick, she's just got to do the hardest things ever. And I mean, that's more for you and you. It's like your internal competitive
Which is why
battle.
that didn't make my list because I'm like, wait a minute, that's how somebody else would see me, which makes sense that it's on your list because you're talking about how you see me. But I don't see myself as competitive because I'm not competing against somebody else. It's just me.
Right, but that's still competitive. You are like a golfer. You actually just go out and you play against yourself and you'll get pissed because you're not as good as you were yesterday. You could actually care less about how others are doing. You are so busy fighting yesterday's version of you that you're just ultra competitive with yourself. It's bananas.
Okay,
What do they call that? Driven?
I was going to say driven, but whatever. Confession time. When I am outside walking the dog, sometimes I see a ghost version of myself, like in Mario Kart, from the day before. I'm like, well, I can outwalk what I did yesterday, and I do that for everything. I see this little ghost version of myself.
You're welcome. Now you've shed the light on it.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Oh, God help us. You're not learning anything. When you do this, you drive yourself insane and you're chasing the tail of the dragon. It's bananas. Oh, you know what else I put for you? So number 4 is dreamy. I put you as dreamy. So you put imaginative.
I think that's the same.
And I put dreamy. So that's
Ding.
It's a synonym.
It's a match.
You're a dreamer. We talked about this before. You're a dreamer. So
I'm a dreamer.
I liked using dreamy instead of the other.
That's a nice way to say it, yeah.
Creative.
See, I purposely didn't put that on my list.
So creative, I think that you are very creative in a lot of the things that you do, solution-wise, task-wise. You're very creative in the way that there's always more than one way to skin a cat, and I'm always surprised that you and I usually pick different ways
Yep.
to do things.
Not conflicting ways, just different ways.
Right. Either way we get to the end. It's just, I'm always surprised at the creative way that your brain took you to get there. I find that fascinating because the Virgo in me thinks that my way is the best way and the only way. And getting older, seeing that there's more than one way to skin a cat, it's like, oh, wow. So there's so many ways to do something or see something that I need to find the admiration in the fact that there's other ways to do things. But that's a me thing. So creative, I really like that about you. I put intuitive.
Hey, ding! It's another
I
match.
put intuitive because I think that's one of your strongest personality traits. Just like loyalty and intuitive. Well, so far all of these have been like very, very, yeah,
We're
very,
close.
very on intuitive. So we don't have to beat a dead horse. The next one. So what did you put for possessive?
I'm possessive.
So I put protective. You are very, very, you are such a mama bear. You would like, you would murder somebody if they came near the kids.
That's it, probably. So possessive and protective, that's the positive and negative, right? Like it's, you're saying the same thing. It's probably in the same energy. I just put a negative spin on it, which I tend to do.
I would say that, yeah, you are a mama bear for sure. Like, I would be terrified if somebody said something bad about the kids, like a teacher or something, like, and she heard about it, forget about
Well,
it,
the
man.
kids purposely didn't tell me when bad things happened, and then you had to go and deal with it.
Right? Oh
And I'm
man.
like, just please let me go. Please let me deal with this. They're like, nope, you're not allowed to go.
We don't want you to go to jail for murder, mom.
One day there will be a time where it's so bad that they need me to go in.
Yeah. That's why you need me though. I can smooth it all out. Everybody win-win, not you, Blaze and Napalm and it's
I'm
great.
just gonna nuke it all.
You're gonna nuke it all because you are protective of your friends and your family. Oh, here's a good one. Reliable. You are.
Oh my God, that was gonna go on my list. And maybe I did make yours. In any case, that
Well, don't
was,
spoil it.
I'm gonna say yes to reliable.
You're very reliable. Do you like my list so far of you?
Yeah, it's pretty close to mine. And the things I didn't put on, you did. But I did look at them.
Okay.
I am reliable. If I say I'm gonna do something, I do it.
That was the first thing you said to me when we started working together. Is like, listen, you and your goofy, distracted ways, you got to get on board. If you say you're going to
have
do
to
something,
deliver.
you have to deliver. Fine. KP Design. Here we go. Oh, you want to know my next one?
God, maybe I don't.
Number 9, sexy. You're sexy.
Am I sexy or sensual or?
Nope, you're not sensual. You're sexy.
I see.
Very sexy.
That's a personality trait? Or is that just you having an opinion about me?
No, you're sexy. You have this energy. You're magnetic to me. Anyway, to me, this is my list. So I put sexy, and you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, number 10. I put tough. You are tough.
I'm a tough bitch.
And so I didn't put sensitive. I put the opposite. I put
You
tough.
did put the opposite.
And that's how I know you. When I met you, you weren't sensitive. You were this tough, loyal, protective person. That's who you are to me. And this new sensitive thing, that's still new to me. And I had put a bonus too, a bonus one.
Oh,
Did you like that one though? That you're tough?
yep.
Oh, I put solitary as your bonus. Isn't that funny?
It's funny and true.
You love your alone time so much so that you can recharge and be the best version of yourself. And I think that you should be able to embrace that without calling yourself a hermit. That you use your solitary time to recharge.
I think that the word hermit gets a bad rap because in the tarot deck, the hermit is just going off on a spiritual journey of enlightenment. Like, I think the hermit gets a bad rap. So I'm still going to call myself a hermit.
So did you like my list? I did do a bonus of solitary.
Also, I have to say that somebody who's highly intuitive would have to have a ton of alone time. If I'm not getting my information from other places.
It's true. Then you'd be very distracted with other people's energies and things, right?
Right.
Right.
So there.
Okay. So thanks. I hope that you guys enjoyed that.
You know who's going to enjoy that is the people in my like community who kind of see me and who are listening to the podcast but don't know me at all. They'll be like, "Yup, mysterious, competitive, yup, solitary, yup."
A protective monster.
I'm sure there's a couple of surprises in there, hopefully nice ones.
Hopefully they'll agree with sexy.
Oh God. I'm ready for your list.
Okay, so I'm gonna go first
Yes,
for me,
obviously.
and then you get to talk about me after.
Hooray.
All right. So this is funny because This was one of the first things I saw about me, and I'm like, yup. And then it was so funny that I said yup in my mind, and the first one is agreeable.
That's funny.
I'm like, I'm agreeable. I can sit there and I can nod, and you know, but I'll say this, the old version of me wasn't.
It's true.
I would say the new version of me can sit and listen to anyone and just be okay with the fact that they have a different opinion than me.
I think even that's come about even more in the past year than it has in the past.
And I put it as number one because I do like that about myself. I actually think that that's one of my big keys to connecting with more people and being a better blessing for this world.
You know what? And that's so perfect that you said that because that is exactly what your personality is supposed to be. Your personality is supposed to be the outward expression of your soul so that you can connect to other people, expand and grow and do the same for them. So agreeable is so perfect.
I agree. Funny, huh?
Funny.
I thought that would land better.
Just give it a second. It'll land in a while.
Joke grenade. Number two. So this one was perfect again for me. Balanced. Very balanced. And in brackets, I put well-rounded.
It's true. You are one of the most balanced people I know.
I'm not a Libra, but I always joke that I am like, if I was the video game, I would be, my stats would be mid for everything. But even when I play games, I never need to be like one trait through the roof. I would rather just be really average all the way across and get through the adventure that way.
You know, your natal chart is very balanced as well. It's not by accident that you know that you're balanced. Your natal chart is very balanced. Your masculine, feminine energy in your chart was almost completely balanced.
Oh, that's interesting. When I did that personality thing at Manitoba Hydro, I was like this perfectly balanced person. The lady even said that she'd never seen anyone like me, as balanced as I am. And I was like, oh, cool, badge of honor. I thought that was that was like my little gold star.
You were very balanced.
I was like, oh, cool, I like that.
That would make you a perfect counselor, by the way.
Thanks. Oh, number three, caring.
You are caring.
I am super caring. That's it.
Is that different than compassionate?
No, probably not. But I just put caring.
Okay.
Oh, shit. My next one is compassionate.
That's funny because I didn't even know that.
Oh, you looked.
No, I swear I didn't.
How dare you? Caring and compassionate. So I really do think that that is me to my essence. If I can go back to my 2 or 3 year old self, and even now, even as a man, I probably don't show it enough, but I really am those things. And whoever is in my life, I wish that I would not have so many distractions or so many other things, because I probably would be a lot more outwardly caring and compassionate to the people in our circle. And I apologize for that. I'm gonna try and do a better job.
You know, the thing with compassion is that that is the energy of your heart center. And the more compassionate you are, the more tuned into your heart you are, the more you're leading with your heart. So the more you lean into that, I think the better for you and everyone else around you.
Do you disagree with any of my lists so far?
So far, so good.
Okay. So, well, I mean, I know me, right?
You do know you.
Number 6, humorous. I like to be humorous. I like
Yeah.
to joke. I like to tell stories that are funny. I will use humor at probably the most inappropriate times because I can't handle extreme tension or conflict.
Or the light shining back at you. That's your deflecting mechanism as well.
Yes, I will use humor, and I think I'm pretty good at it.
You seem to use it as a crutch and as a tool of usefulness.
It can be negative and positive for me.
Yep.
But yeah, there's many a situation I've tried to diffuse with humor. And I don't know, it doesn't always work, but sometimes it does, and I'll take those wins. Number 7. This was hard for me to write, which was sad. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to brag about myself, but I put intelligent.
You are intelligent.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give myself some props. I jokingly said this a few times recently that I've probably forgotten more of the things that I've learned than most people learn in their entire lives. And that is a testament to me constantly reading and studying and learning. I'm constantly learning
You're an
something.
expert researcher.
Yes.
And I
So
feel like you don't forget it. You just file it away because when you touch on it again, it all comes flooding back.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like pat myself on the back and say, you know what? You might not be a number 10 on intelligence, but you still get to be in the conversation of
You're very high
being
up there, dear.
intelligent. So it's okay. I don't have to be the best. Number 8, I put rational.
Yeah.
That is, I'm like, huh.
I think rational and well-rounded are almost the same.
So the reason I wrote rational was because I'm kind of the yin to your yang.
Oh, pfft. I see.
So
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you're the protective, like, right, if the kids come calling, oh, I got beat up at school, who are they going to go to? Are they going to go to mom so she gets convicted of murder? Or are they going to go to dad, who, as the situation gets crazier, I become more calm and rational. And we talked about this too. In an emergency, I'm the most calm and rational person, and that's probably my superpower.
It is. I would
So,
agree with that.
and that's why I wrote it. I didn't have that reason in my head, but I'm like, for some reason, rational had to be on my list, which was interesting. So I did put some negatives for my last ones. Impatient. This is one of the things that I have struggled with, especially as a father. Um, it's I feel terrible when I lose my patience with the kids.
It's because you're a perfectionist and you expect perfection of them most of the time, and then when it takes them longer to get there than it should, that pisses you off.
The greatest example of my patience being tested is teaching Alora how to count, and she was constantly omitting the number
16?
16. After I would yell at her for 5 minutes about the number 16, that it needs to be in there, she would count and she would omit it.
Not on purpose.
Dude, it's on purpose. Like
Her brain just, something just was like, I don't know.
she tested me. She tested my will. It was crazy.
Did you pass the test?
No,
No,
I
you were terrible.
failed miserably.
You were kind of monstrous.
I'm sure at some point I'm like, I'm calling the orphanage. That's it. You're done. I can't have a child like this. It's over. We're just gonna make a new child.
Poor Laura.
Yeah, that's see, I'm not perfect.
I mean, Emma tests your patience a lot now, too.
Oh God, Emma. That's another story. Okay, number 10, insecure. I put insecure.
As part of your personality?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I am an insecure person. I'm working on it though.
That's sad.
Oh, if I lost you, I would be devastated.
And yet, you would somehow manage to go on.
No,
No, you would.
no.
You know that. That's why I'm dying first.
Yeah, no, I meant like to another man.
Oh God, loyal? That's not happening.
Well, that's why I need you to be loyal because I'm insecure. See, the puzzle works for a
I
reason.
see, yes.
If you're insecure, you need someone that's loyal so that, they don't, challenge your insecurities.
All right.
So I still got a ways to go on that. I am a jealous man, though. I'll admit it. And for my bonus, procrastinating. I'm a procrastinator.
Yeah, yar.
I can't seem to kick that personality trait. And it's almost like it's a drug to me, where I'll leave something to the last minute and I get high off of all of a sudden doing a whole bunch of stuff and getting it out at the last minute and succeeding.
You know, procrastination is a sign of self-sabotage.
Oh, really?
That was like number 1 on the list.
Did you know that procrastination is like masturbation? You're only screwing yourself.
Where did you hear that?
I don't know, but that's a great bumper sticker.
Wow.
That's my bumper sticker.
Are you ready for my list of you?
Yeah, what did you think of that though?
I thought that it was pretty on.
I think that most people that know me even a little bit would probably.
There's no mystery to you. What you see is what you get. It's like you're very authentic
It's because I'm not mysterious like some people.
and secretive and cold. Oh God. Okay, first,
But I like that about me. What you see is what you get.
I like that
and
about you too.
Yeah.
You know why that's so good? Because when we go out as a couple, people are hit with this like cold wall of mystery. But I have such a warm, bubbly, like authentic person to ground me, so we're so good together.
It's true. We just got to get you drunk.
Or high. Oh no, I puke when I'm high. I'm so terrible when I'm high. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this
Okay,
thing.
first thing on my list, the very, very first thing is charismatic.
That's me?
You're so charismatic.
Who, me? I'm, yeah, I would put that. I think that, especially with the right amount of caffeine or alcohol, I'm very
It's not
charismatic.
just that you're humorous, you're charismatic. That's different because you show up all personality and there's storytelling and you're engaging. It's charismatic.
I would buy that for $1, yes. I like that about
Yeah?
me.
Huh? Um, Heroic.
Oh, wow, you wrote that about me?
I did
I didn't even see that on
because
the
you
list.
always show up. You have this heroic thing that comes out in your personality. Like you want to save the day, you want to be somebody's superhero. And it's not just blowing air up someone's ass, you actually bring the solution to the table. That's a true hero.
Thanks. I am that.
Lucky me.
Sounds pretty good. Put these stats on my baseball card.
I think that that goes in line with rational because it does actually, like you show up rationally in a crisis situation as a superhero would.
I'm excited.
You know what's next on my list?
No, I have no idea.
Humorous.
Oh, wow. So we got,
Ding! Boop, right?
wow, I sound really good so far.
Well, there's a reason that we're together, dear.
I would date me.
You know what my next word is?
What's that?
Adaptable.
Yeah, well, wow, yeah. I'm totally adaptable. Good
Any
one.
situation, you're like, oh, I got this.
It's true. I can really adapt to almost anything.
Flexibility, right? And that's the perfect opposite to me. I'm just a little bit more inflexible.
I like this list so far.
Yes, me too.
You know me.
All right. So in line with your intelligent, I put knowledgeable. Same, same. Ding.
Oh, I kind of like that better.
Knowledgeable.
I kind of like knowledgeable better
Because you're a library of many books.
and I do collect knowledge. I would rather be knowledgeable than smart. I actually like that better than intelligent.
Thanks.
Yeah, resourceful and knowledgeable. Those would be my favorite ways to describe me.
You know what's next?
What's that?
Reliable.
Really, me?
Would you not say you're reliable?
Well, I don't know. I thought you were reliable. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, but we both are. This is one of those traits that is same for you and me.
Yeah, no, I can see that. That's nice of you to rate that about me. Nice.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, reliable. Even more so now than when we first met. Like you have really become incredibly reliable.
Awesome.
Next on my list is balanced, which is hand in hand with your well-rounded.
I think I put balance, didn't I? I did.
You did. Ding!
Wow.
Hooray!
Holy smokes.
Perfectionist is on my list for you.
Interesting. Okay.
And then, so I have 3 negatives.
Okay.
Sorry,
So I sounded really perfect as being a perfectionist.
right? You're totally perfect. However,
But I think being a perfectionist is a negative.
this is what makes you well-rounded because you're not just all perfect.
Okay.
Opinionated.
Yeah.
So I say opinionated because sometimes you're just not, I mean, you are flexible and agreeable because you had agreeable, but I would say the opinionated part comes when you're pushing it just a little bit too hard, which you tend to do.
I'm trying to work on that, but
I know.
I
I'm just
totally
saying.
agree. I totally agree.
Forgetful.
Yeah, yeah. See, but that's the thing. When you have all this crap up here, you got to flush some of it. And
You end up flushing important things about me.
you know what? And I feel bad. And there's a reason why being forgettable is a bad thing.
No,
because
not forgettable. Forgetful.
forgetful. It's you're showing people that you don't care or that
It
certain
comes across as you don't care.
so certain things don't matter to me. And it's like, oh man, I don't want to be like that. I don't want that.
You know what I'm going to buy for you?
What's that?
A pensive so that you can pull all of that information out and put it into the bowl and preserve it outside of you so you can keep taking things in
Okay.
and not forgetting important things.
Yeah, never trust a memory or a fart in Cuba.
Never trust a memory. That's terrible. I don't like that.
No?
I love my memories. I totally trust my memories.
Oh, I think that your brain can skew them.
My brain is not my enemy.
Hmm.
Okay, last on my list, impatience.
Me?
You're impatient, yep.
How could you?
How dare you? Except that you had that on your list too. So.
It's one thing to write it about myself. It's another to write it about you. God.
I was
yeah.
going to put manly on my list. But
Well,
I didn't.
that's fine.
Even though you know that that's one of my favorite things about you.
I'll take heroic over manly. I thought, man, that's pretty good. I think that every couple should do this kind of exercise. I think it's really interesting. It's good for yourself, and it's good for the other person as well.
Because I feel like we're hardest on ourselves. So some of the way I viewed myself, you kind of did too, but it came in a nicer package.
I would say too that this is probably. Do you think this is more useful for younger people? I feel
No.
like because we're middle-aged, it's almost that time to do a lot of that self-reflecting work, or maybe it's just time to do all this.
Midlife crisis is a perfect time for self-reflection.
But I think that this would have been very handy in my 20s or 30s too.
I
I was a
think that
way less self-aware in my 20s.
I don't know. I mean, Hydro did do a lot of those kinds of tests with you, and like I think that you were always being asked those things of yourself.
Yeah,
I don't know how much you listened to it or took it in, but it doesn't matter.
I
We're
forgot it.
asking it now.
I forgot it. I'm forgetful, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, I have a little bonus thing that I'm surprising you with.
Right now?
Yes, right now,
Okay.
right on the fly. So you know how much I love the game Fallout?
Yes.
So in Fallout, your character is special.
Okay.
Special. Special.
Why did you spell that out for me?
Because all of those letters stand for characteristics that we are going to give each other.
Okay.
Okay? So, you ready?
So you pre-wrote my list and I'm supposed to do it on the fly?
No. We're just both doing it on the fly.
Okay.
Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
S stands for strength.
So what is my strength or
Yeah.
am I doing you?
From a scale of 1 to 10, what would you we'll do each other's. What would you rate for your strength?
For you?
For you?
My own strength.
Yeah, your own strength. God, you're making this so difficult.
I think that my strength is that I'm intuitive.
Dear God, everyone, I'm sorry.
I don't understand.
I've lost my patience.
Did,
Okay,
Isn't that not
as a woman, I'm gonna go first. As a woman, I would say your strength is probably at an 8 or a 9 out of 10. So,
Oh, are you talking about physical strength?
yeah, physical strength.
Oh, well, you didn't say that.
Well, I'm saying it now.
My strength is, come on, at least a 9.
You want to be a 9? Okay, I'm rating it.
Look at the guns.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
The
anything.
guns are coming out. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, if you can use those guns to actually lift
I'm
me up
gonna
off the
give you
ground.
the strength of a 6 then.
Really, a 6 for a man?
No,
Okay.
I'm just being mean.
I was gonna rate my strength as probably a 7.
I would agree with that.
Oh, really? We're both going 7?
No, you
Okay.
put 8 for me.
Well, yeah, well, for me, I'm doing 7s.
Oh,
So I put you as an 8 for a woman, and you put 9. So that's pretty good. I would say, yeah.
okay.
I would even said 8.5, but we don't do halfers.
No.
Okay, P stands for perception. How you perceive the world.
Oh, I'm giving myself a 9 for sure.
I would agree. I would give you high for that, a 9. For me, I would say like a 7 or a 6.
I was gonna say 6, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm giving myself a 7 because I love me. Endurance.
That's hard because technically, if I was to listen to my body, I probably wouldn't go as far, but because of who I am, I'm going until I physically die.
So you're at a 10. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a 10 on that for endurance. Not brains. Endurance.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm actually not too bad for endurance. I did the XCC. I'm gonna give myself a 9.
Do it.
I did things that I had no idea I could do. What are you gonna give me for endurance?
I'll do a 9 for you, yeah. I would agree with that.
Seriously, shout out to the XCC. Like, I learned things about myself I never knew existed. The next one is C, charisma. How you interact with others in the world.
Give me a 4 for that one.
A 4? Okay. I would, yeah, okay. I'll give you a 4.
Oh, no charisma.
Well, you're at 9, 9, 10.
No, I
You gotta have a
understand.
couple weak points here.
I know.
Charisma, I'm gonna put a 7.
You can put a 10 for me for you.
Really? 10?
You're all charisma, dear. I think 7's low,
No.
but I make up for that with a 10.
I'm an ambivert, so I'm gonna give myself a 7. Intelligence is the next one.
My original gut was 5 for that for me.
Oh, that's mean.
Well,
I'm gonna give you a 7.
Intelligence is okay. Well, give me whatever, but you know that I'm not that intelligent.
No, I think you're super smart. And then for me, what would you put?
9.
Really, 9? Holy smokes, I was gonna give myself a 7 or an 8. Okay. Um, agility.
I think I'm very agile.
I think you're very agile
I'll go
too.
9 for me.
Okay, I'll give you a 9 as well. I don't know how much more agile you can be. You're pretty damn agile. Well, for me, I'm probably gonna put like a 7.
I was gonna say 7 too,
Okay.
because I love you.
If I did some drills and things like that, I could probably be pretty agile. And you know what's the last one? L? Do you know what it is?
Love?
No, it's luck.
Lust?
It's luck.
Luck.
Yeah, do you attract lucky things into your life? What's your luck?
That's hard.
What's your luck level?
No, I work hard for everything. I am not one of those people that's like, oh, she's so lucky, she's got that. And no, I'm not lucky.
You make your own luck.
I do. So, 5.
5? I would say you're such an amplifier, going back to our last one, that you can give yourself incredibly bad luck or you can give yourself incredibly good
Yeah,
luck.
but it's still me making it. Luck is just something that you happen upon, right? Or that just comes to you for no reason, whether you work hard or not.
Is it though?
I'm trying to describe it in a way that's like luck is by accident.
Do you think you're a lucky person though?
No.
Oh, that's sad. I would give myself a 5 for luck. I always call myself even Steven. If something good happens, something bad around the corner is
Oh,
about to
brother,
happen.
that is terrible.
I know, I'm just like
That
even
drives me
Steven.
bananas.
Okay, so what are you gonna give me for luck, smart ass?
Oh, 0.
Oh.
Don't write that. Luck? 6.
Really? Okay. There you go. So that's your Fallout. That's your Fallout chart.
What does that mean? What do I do with that?
Nothing. It's just
Oh.
that's your video game character. If you went out into the wastelands, how would you interact with the world?
Well, I would be charismaless and stupid.
You know what's funny is that's usually how I build my character.
Charismaless and stupid.
I could care less about charisma. In a post-apocalyptic world, all I need is a gun and
Endurance.
strength and endurance. Yeah. You don't even need that much strength. You need more perception and endurance, and then that way you can go the extra mile. That's the most important thing. Strength is
I'm gonna
whatever.
outlast. I am not gonna outwit.
Right. And I was thinking about that too the other day. It's like jujitsu and yoga. It's not about who's the best in the class. It's who can show up consistently every single time and eventually outlast everyone else. That really is.
I mean, that's not true for yoga, right? Outlasting everybody else, it has nothing to do with anybody else. It's such a solo thing, which is why I love it so much.
Well, but I mean, let's say you and I are doing yoga for 30 years and somebody who is 10 times better than us drops out and stops doing it after 4 years.
Movement wise, we're gonna outlast them, yes.
Yeah, you're kind of out of, if you take yourself out of the game, you're out of the game. It doesn't matter how good you are.
But touching your toes at 100 is not important to everybody.
No, and being a black belt isn't important to everyone either. I'm just saying that you don't necessarily have to be the strongest or the best. Show up, get on the mat, do the thing that you are going to do for you,
Which is what I do.
so you can keep improving, and you technically win the video game of life as long as you don't give up on yourself.
So, to wrap it up, would you say that your personality is in alignment with your soul? Based on the personality list you did for yourself, the one I made for you, how close are you to being the expression of your soul that you want to be?
I'm probably at a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
I would probably go higher for you on that.
Really? I feel like, and that's kind of the perfectionist in me. It's
And
like
your self-worth.
I feel like I have a long way to go, and
But you're perfect as you are now. Like, I have a long way to go implies that you're not of use right now. But you are completely, I think that you're so aligned with your soul right now, and those few tiny little things are not enough to pull you out of it, and that you're good to go right now, to be of service, to connect deeply with people.
once I figure out the chink in my armor of the self-worth thing,
Well, yes, because I can talk all I want. You're not getting it because of your own self-worth issue.
right? Once I can get that kind of taken care of and realize that other people's opinions of me don't matter and that my self-worth isn't determined by others, and once I get that figured out,
How do we
that'll
get you
be it.
there?
I don't know.
How do I get you there?
I
Like,
don't
I'm
know.
ready to catapult you to there because I see it. You're there already, but you don't see it.
Okay, that's an episode.
Grr.
That's an episode because I think there's a lot of people, Gen X especially, there's a lot of us out there that we struggle with this stuff.
I think a lot of it has to do with you're putting a money value on it as well. If your personality is in alignment with your soul and you're waiting to be validated by people out there, that means you're trying to place a money value on it. Like, you know?
For me, so much of it is external because it's like, oh, if I do a good job and somebody loves that, or I can save the day and I get that external validation, that's where I get that like boost to my soul bank account.
Dude, you are a living superhero. So why can't you show up and be your own hero? Why can't that be enough? If you're being a hero to yourself, chances are you're raising the boat for everybody else too.
That's why I'm not perfect. I'll get there though. What happens when you get to like level 10 and then
It's called death.
you just die?
Yeah, death.
That'd be sad. That'd be sad. But it's worth striving for.
So your personality is actually a tool to connect to other people, I think. It's your tool to be of service in the world.
Yes.
It's your tool to be creative and expansive and abundant.
And I think we do the world a disservice when we don't share our gifts.
Well, we do the world a disservice as well when our personality hasn't been refined, when we allow the traumas of our past to dictate the way the personality is coming through in the present.
Hmm.
I think that as you do the work, the older you get, the more profound your personality becomes to yourself as well as to other people. And I'm trying to think about how I love seniors. Old people, my favorite demographic. For sure. I could really easily spend all my days with old people. And I love their personalities because they're so unapologetically themselves. They don't apologize. They just tell it to you like it is. You know, like there's no, we're going to fluff it out with all this stuff because people are like bubbles, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone's so breakable. But old people don't care anymore at that point. They're just like, no, this is how it is. You're fat. It's not, you're pleasantly rotund. It's
You ugly.
you fat.
You ugly.
And I really, really love, maybe that's why I love being around old people so much because they're so aligned with their soul.
Their filter is gone.
I don't know how useful a filter is actually, especially a dirty filter.
I don't know if my ego could handle being called names by somebody with a lot of wisdom. I want them to be nice to me. Maybe I am
What if they were
delicate.
charismatic and funny about it in their delivery?
I guess that would soften the blow a little bit, as they call me an imbecile,
But
right?
it's okay coming from an old person. They're cute.
Okay. Well, I think that was a fun one.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
I-
It went by way too quickly.
I think that we learned a lot.
Hmm. I want you to remind me, because I'll forget, to put the link that we used in the show. And
Dude, you really honestly just Google personality trait list. That's right. Sorry, everybody. He thinks you're morons.
no, I don't. I just want everybody to, since I've been podcasting for a while, have easy access to make it as easy as possible to just look at the thing
Show notes.
that we use.
Who's looking?
Everybody. I always look at the show notes.
I never do. I don't care.
That's nice. You're whispering and no one can hear you.
Because I'm being terrible.
You're a mysterious enigma wrapped in a cabbage roll. All right. I'm really glad that we got to do this, and I'm going to see you on the next one. You guys, like, subscribe, share, please. Get us out there. Let's go viral. Let's beat out the Kardashians. We got this. We can do it. Okay?
Okay.
Take care, everyone.